Hi there, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe for this video for more videos like this. My name's Leanne, I'm a yoga and Pilates teacher, online coach and personal trainer, and I'm going to take you through an abs blast this morning. If you've not got much time, you just want to work on the toning and core conditioning for the week. Let's get started on the mat. Okay, in the semi-supine position. First of all, I'm going to switch the core on, rib cage tucked in, belly button into spine, have a poke around, make sure there's tension, and a forwards and backwards motion with the pelvis. So you can start off gentle with a small range of movement if you've not long woken up, like myself. And you're just opening that gap underneath the back, and then you're flattening it. But whilst you're doing this, make sure you've got good tension in the core, above and below the belly button. And 20 to 30 reps of these pelvic tilts, you should start to feel a warm sensation deep within the core. You need to keep going. And then keep having a check around the sides of your stomach, make sure everything's firing and working together. Think about lifting your hips up off the floor without actually doing it. Good. Deep breaths, don't forget to breathe. Another 10, 9. Deep breaths. 5, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now we're mobilized and the core's switched on. Legs are up in tabletop, keeping that spine and the back flat and imprinted against the mat. From here, I'm going to bring our legs out and in, out and in, making sure you're tucking the tailbone under so you've got that core connection. This is also working your hip flexors as well. Deep breaths. You need strong hip flexors for a strong core. 10, 9, 8, 7. So there's not going to be much rest in this core class, but so feel free to have it when needed. Because it's a blast, there's not much time for rest. 2, 1, and then continue. And then we're going to lift our shoulders off the floor, however high you can get, all with keeping the back flat against the floor. So your core's role, its job is to keep that push against the back, basically. Another 10, 9. So when you're coming up on an exhale and the knees are together, that's when you squeeze. Hopefully you're burning now. 5, 4, 3, 2. Push that back against the floor. Keep checking in and hold. Legs are stay in tabletop. From here, I'm going to come into a knee extension and bend with the other. Again, core pushing against the floor. 10, 9, 8, 7. Listen for any hip clicks. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now as you're extending with one leg, you're coming up with the shoulders off the floor. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring the knees in for a hug and roll. Side to side. Very good. This time one leg stays up in tabletop. If we switch the core on, it's firing. One leg is extended as straight as you can get it. You're coming all the way down and up again. But you're making sure you're pulling with the core. You could literally just do this with the hip flexors. We're actively squeezing and using the core as hard as we can. Looking for 10 reps here. Exhale as the legs coming down. Good. 6. If you can't get all the way down without your lower back lifting, don't do it. Quality over quantity. Last 2. 1. And then for an additional 5, as your leg comes back up, you're coming up for a squeeze and a crunch for another 5. 2. 3. Exhale. 4. Good. Swapping over to the other side, we extend that leg. Just relaxing our upper body for 10 leg raises. 3, 6, good. Nearly there, 7, 9, and then for an additional 5. Let it burn. Good. When you finish your last rep, bring your knees in for a hug and roll. Allow your abs to switch off. That was tough. Maybe you want to bring your knees out around the side for circles. Good. Next, we're going to move on to our side. So take your time. And so we move on to the sides of the stomach and using that. So elbows should elbows should be directly under your shoulder. This is a shoulder stabilizing exercise as well. So if you feel burning and you need to come out for a few seconds, shake off your shoulder and then back into it, feel free because you are strengthening that. Just make sure your elbow is directly under your shoulder so all the joints are in alignment. Pushing your hips forward. This is a hip flexor stretch. If you have trouble with that, it's because you're more than likely tight in your hip flexors. I'm going to come all the way up, a little bit higher than parallel for a squeeze in the sides of the stomach, and then all the way down again. You can even switch off the core for a nice stretch on that side. So it's like a stretch and a flex. Just take your time, quality over quantity. 1 second up, 2 seconds down. Good. We're looking for 12. 3, 6, good. 8, another 2 seconds and you've got the option, another 2 reps and you've got the option to hold, okay? And hold. 10. Chest proud. Notice where you want to feel it and where you're toning, where it's burning. 3, 2, 1, and release. Good. Bottom knee forward, top knee back. We're going to stretch whilst we're nice and warm around the hip area. Inhale to rise. And exhale as we move over. Pushing the knees and the hips down into floor. Allow yourself to feel that opening and that stretch in the sides of your body. Good. I'm going to go over to the same side. I'm going to do that again. So I'm going to go for the same amount of reps. So 10 reps, 1 second up, 2 seconds down, okay? Let's begin. Pushing your hips forward. And pause for a squeeze. Good. 6. 10, and then you've got the option to hold. Deep breaths. Get that oxygen in. Let it burn. Keeping tension in your neck, you are strengthening that as well. And release. Well done. Bottom knee forward, top knee back. Inhale to rise and exhale. Good. Let's move over to the other side. Elbow directly under the shoulder. So this might be a weaker side. If it is, just be patient. But make sure you get the same amount of reps. So we're all in one line. Push the hips forward. Let's begin. 2. Good. So yeah, you are strengthening the sides of the neck here as well. Trying to relax that top leg. 7. Nearly there. You've got the option to hold. And hold. Good. Deep breaths. Placing the weight of your body in the trunk in the midsection. Relax your shoulder. 3, 2, 1, and release. Good. Bottom knee forward. Inhale to rise. Exhale to move over. Very good. Where do you feel this stretch? Do you feel this in a slightly different place? Are you able to go as far over? Ideally, your hand should be over your head. Good. One more round of that again. Let's begin. Six. And hold. Breathe. Pushing them hips forward. 3, 2, 1. Release. Well done. Let's stretch it out one last time. Let's try and get a little bit further over this time. Good. Pushing knees down and hips into the ground. Excellent. Feel free to grab a drink as I move back over to the semi-supine position. As I work the part of the core, in my opinion, is the most important and it's often forgotten about. It's the lower core, this section. This is what protects your back. And if there's weakness there, it's so subtle. You can have a strong core everywhere and then just have this part, like a few fibres that aren't firing properly. It's like really intricate. It can cause back pain. So imprint the lower back into the floor. I'm going to straighten them legs. I'm going to bring the hips off the floor. The slower you come down with a curve in your lower back, the more you're engaging the core. You can't help but, then you can push your arms into the ground. So for the hip kicks or mini reverse crunches, we're looking for about 20. Coming down with control. And the legs are straight, adding weight. Good. Another 10, 9, 8, 6, deep breaths, 5, 4, 2 more, 1 more, good. I'm going to extend the legs and the arms over your head. And a big stretch that I've just got out of bed, pushing them away from the centre, good. You feel any stretches there, maybe on the front, or on your hip flexors, on your hips, good. I'm going to do that once more, looking for 20, or as many as you can if you need to break throughout this. Deep breaths, coming down with control. And notice where you're burning and where you're feeling it, because that's where you're toning and strengthening. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Pushing the arms and legs away from the centre. Big stretch. So now we've fired up and hopefully got a bit of fatigue in the lower core. I'm going to take it one step further. So carefully make your way up into a seated position. With your legs as straight as you can get them, untucking the pelvis, so sitting tall. We're going to have our hands behind us. So we're going to open our chest nicely. Chest proud, legs out like so. Flexing the ankle, so toes pointing to the ceiling. So rib cage on, belly button into spine. You've got core, have a poke around. That helps mind muscle connection, and so you don't have to do that eventually. And then we're going to lift with our core, one leg at a time, coming down slowly. So keep tucking that tailbone in so you've got connection. And yeah, we're working massively the lower core, but especially hip flexors here. Another 10, 9, 7. Good bend in the elbows. 5, 4, 3, 2. One more. Rest. Good. You can stay here doing one leg raise at a time, or can bend a little bit more, bringing ourselves down close to the floor with our upper body. Chest is still proud, tailbone tucked in, and if you're confident you're able to keep that core connection, it's going to protect your back now. You're going to lift 1, 2, looking for 10. It's quite heavy, the weight. It's been placed. 3, 4, good. 5, 6, 7, 8. Where do you feel that? 9, 10. Well done. Deep breath, inhale. And exhale. One more. Good, I'm going to do that again. So tucking your tailbone under. Again, feel free to go into the singles, or 10 with the doubles. 2, 3, 4. Good. 5. Nearly there. 8, 9, 10. Excellent. Deep breath in. One more. Again, making our way over to the floor, taking your time. Last exercise, legs up in tabletop, a little bit straighter, arms out by your side. Just going to bring in a gentle rock, left and right, bit of a spinal twist. As one hip comes off the floor, feeling that gentle stretch in your lower back, hip area. Again, you can skip or do your favourite exercises if you're not sure about this one. But make sure your core's switched on, it's taking the weight of your legs, okay? Deep breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2. Good. Knees in for a hug and roll. We'll do that once more, and then we'll stretch. Good. Well done. Deep breaths. Get the oxygen in there. Again, legs up in tabletop. Looking for 15. So it's a little bit of a rock. We're not doing a full window wiper. 6, 7. 10. Again, notice where you're feeling this. 2 more. Good. Hug and roll. I'm going to shift our hips over to the right and our knees over to the left for spinal twist. Deep breaths. Try and relax both shoulder blades into the mat. And push your belly out on an inhale. And then the next exhale, I'll sink you further into the mat. You can extend the top leg and hold on to the back of it if it feels good. And notice where you're feeling that again. You might feel it in the glute area if you're tight. It might be the rib cage, the hip area, or the lower back. It might even be your pecs and shoulders. One more deep breath. And sink. Excellent. Bending both knees and moving them over to the other side. So hips shift over to the left now, knees over to the right. Settle in, arms out to the side. Both shoulders on the mat. And you can feel free to extend that leg Again, take note where you're feeling it on this side and treat every side differently. You might need blocks and things underneath you until you're able to get into this position and, more importantly, relax in it. You're too tense. It's not going to work. One more big deep breath in. Good. I'm going to bring our shoulder and chest so we're all facing one way with the knees. And then we're going to come over onto our bellies, however you find that easier, into a settle in. We're just going to let our bodies get used to this new position for a moment. So inhale, pushing the belly into the floor, and exhale. Good. So we're going to bring our elbows a little bit closer to under our shoulders, adding a little bit of a back bend. Shoulders relaxed and away from the ears. You're trying to sink in and relax in this position. Good. You don't need to progress it, you can just stay here and get used to this, or you can bring your elbows directly under your shoulders now. Notice the muscles that are tensed up, usually the bum cheeks to protect the lower back. That's fine. Some days you'll feel stiff and not want to progress anything, and other days you'll get into new ranges of movement with these stretches. One more deep breath. Excellent. Coming back down carefully into the first position, forehead to hand. Settle in. Notice how your back feels at the base of your back. And the next inhale, hips come up first to protect the back. Into child's pose, push back. Take your time as you counteract this back bend. Good. Thank you very much for being on the mat with me today for this Express Pilates, and well done for taking time out for your body today. I'll see you in the next video.